Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Thanks I Ate a Podcast. Today we've got Taylor Cheney and Matt Mitchell, who are co-owners of Yalla in Capitol Hill. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? How's your week?
Oh, it's good. Good. Very busy. Just happy to have a day off today.
Yeah. You have the day off. Yeah, nice. What are you going to do? Are you going to go out to eat?
Clean, and we were talking about, we were like, oh, we were craving the wings from Killig.
Yeah.
And then we looked at, we're like, oh, they're not open on Mondays. So.
Isn't that always the way? Like, you have time on Monday and everything's closed? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to, we'll give it a try later in the week, but no.
Yeah. Keelig. I want to go to Keelig.
Yeah, we're going to get out of the house for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Jeff, how you doing?
Doing well. I'm also lamenting things being closed on Monday. I need to get a new drum seat. Right now I'm just sitting on a folding chair because mine broke while I was playing the drums. And, you know, I didn't get hurt, but I did just kind of like go from being upright playing the drums to just being on my floor. So
I didn't know you played the drums. Do you just play everything? Are you one of those people who can play any instrument?
Yeah, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. Master of none. That was a Jeopardy question last night, actually. It was like, this is the second half of that saying, the jack of all trades, and I was like, I know that one very well, actually.
You identify with being a master of none.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would say that stronger as like a singer and a guitar player, because that's kind of what I was always doing since I was a kid. But, you know, always striving to be a better piano player, and kind of more recently a drummer. I've always been able to like program drums. Like you see, I've got this like machine back here, and you can do it on the computer in a lot of different ways, but just, you know, actually being able to physically do it. I have a little electronic kit back here that suffices in some ways, and I get to go to a lesson every other week where I play a real drum kit. And
do you really?
Yeah. I started doing that a couple months ago. It's fun. It's fun to feel like you, even though you know so much about like music notation, you still can't like physically do it, you know, like I'll go to the drum teacher and I'll be like, oh yeah, like let's go through the book, and he'll be playing something and I'll be like, oh well, yeah, like you didn't play that part right though, because like that's how it's written. And he'll be like, oh yeah, but like you can't even play like a basic beat, so like shut up.
Right.
But it's like kind of fun, like, oh, it was supposed to go like that, right?
My dad was a studio drummer. Well, he was like just a pro drummer. I guess he wasn't really a studio drummer, but he would teach us. All of us kids had drum lessons when we were little, and none of us really cottoned to it. Ended up being a piano major, but it's a totally different part of your brain to move your arms so flailingly. And I'm just so uncoordinated, you know, like I roll my ankle when I'm walking down the street. I feel like I have a drummer's brain. Like I very much understand the orchestration of drums and all the different things that are happening, but the execution is very difficult. So I'm impressed that you can do all of these things.
Yeah, I mean, one more thing I'll say about it is that the enjoyment that I get from it is that being on instruments like the guitar or the piano, there's obviously like pitch and like chords and harmony involved. And I think it's really easy as somebody who enjoys the more like cerebral side of music versus like the whole like feeling side of it. It's easy to forget that rhythm is like a massive part of it, like bigger, because the notes don't matter as much as the rhythm. And I think drumming really enforces like you don't have a choice to play different notes. Like it's only the rhythm. So you kind of have to find emotion in just the few things that you have to make sound with.
Taylor and Matt, are you musical people?
Not a musical bone in my body. I'm so jealous of musical people and people that are really good with language. I don't have it.
Neither do I. I mean, I've dabbled a little bit, but like I learned to play a couple of chords on the guitar, and
hey, that's all you need to start a band.
Yeah, you're 2/3 of the way to a Bob Dylan catalog.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when the four of us start a band, you're on guitar.
I'm tambourine, okay? That's
nice.
I can play the final countdown on the keyboard.
Nice. I would love to start a band that was just 4 or 5 different keyboard players, and one is on the bass on the keyboard, and one is on the drums on the keyboard. Because everyone learns piano when they're 3, and everyone is like, that's the only instrument I know. I'm like, but you're cool, and I want to start a band with you because we get along and we're funny and we would write cool songs. I'm like, oh, no, I can't play anything. You can play bass line on a keyboard. Nice.
Well, how are you this week, Meg?
I'm good. I finished building my greenhouse. Long time Dinnernet podcast listeners will remember that I bought a greenhouse off Facebook Marketplace, and it was in pieces. Like, it was like, shipped from China, and the instructions were wordless. They were only pictures, and Stephen and I really struggled with it, and I just kind of put it on pause for the winter, and I finally finished it this weekend. It is janky. A lot of it is held together with packing tape. There's these, panels that are silicone, basically, that are just supposed to be held in by friction. Like, we built the skeleton last year, but the panels weren't staying in, so I just took a bunch of packing tape, taped the edges. But Steven's sort of a perfectionist, and he's like, that's not how we're supposed to do it. Maybe we should put caulking in around. And I was like, look, it's for plants to be slightly warmer than outside. Like, all it needs to do is be slightly warmer inside of the greenhouse than outside of the greenhouse, and then the plants will be like, great. They're not worried about whether it's held together with packing tape. And indeed, it does that. So I finally finished my greenhouse, and now I can put plants in it. The cat's mostly hanging out in there when it's cold. All the cats came in to lounge.
How many cats do you have? 3?
4? I have 4 now.
We also have 4.
Yeah. What are your cats' names?
We have Mish Mish, which means apricot in Arabic, because she has really orange fur.
That's a great name.
Yeah, Mowgli. We have, because my other cat that died was named Bagheera, so I named in honor. And then we have Ramses, because he kind of looks like a little pharaoh, he always sits the little...
He's very proper.
A sphinx, kind of. And then we have Walter, which is randomly, it's named in honor of one of his cats that passed away.
Nice.
It's a...
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Anyways,
love it. Those are great cat names. I have 3.
The biggest.
What's that? He's the biggest.
The biggest.
Yeah.
Big Walter.
Yeah.
I have 3 old men. They all have old men names. I have Peter, Harry, and Pasha, which is Paul, and then I've got Marigold as the little tortie. Should we talk about your restaurant? Not cats and music.
Cats are cool too.
We could. So you two own Yalla on Olive Way.
Yeah.
When did you open? Remind me.
2019, March 15th.
2019.
Yeah.
Great. And many people, whether or not they've been to Yalla, know you as a person who does fundraisers often in the city, often for places in the Middle East. I met you because you were raising funds for Palestine for the Children's Relief Fund in maybe 2024. Was that right?
I think so, right?
Yeah. Right when the war started.
Yeah. So it started.
New war.
It was 2023 actually.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, in the fall.
Okay, that's right.
Right.
I'm bad with years and stuff. He's better.
So you, along with Souk Seattle, have started another fundraiser this week and last week for Lebanon.
Yes. Yeah, Souk, I don't know if people know about them, but they put these really cool indoor markets on, and it's all Arab vendors. So yeah, that's why we've never been part of it, because that doesn't make sense.
Right.
We I always want to go, but they're always on a Sunday, and it's our busiest day. But this time I'm gonna close or something. I want to go to the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put on these huge Souk events, and it's really cool. It looks so cool. I'm so jealous of everyone that goes. But and so they came up with this idea to do a citywide fundraiser, kind of the one that also Lupe did.
Lupe Flores from City Tacos.
Yes. Yeah, and so they wanted to do one for the Lebanese Red Cross. And yeah, some people thought we were like, no, they did all the organizing, did all the flyers and everything.
Yeah.
They found all the restaurants, which was really cool.
Okay.
And and it was really cool how many people signed on. And really good
awesome.
Restaurants too.
Yeah. So it's 40 or 50 restaurants are offering a certain percentage of their sales as a donation to fundraising events.
Yeah, or a special. Some people are doing a special or a drink. I think Zach's Eaten 3 did lemonade all weekend.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it depends. So you can do a donation button. Also, some people on the list too, I want to mention, they people didn't see it till later, so other restaurants joined on. So if other people are doing it later, they didn't make the flyer, so there's still other places you can visit their page and see if they're doing it or not. But,
That's awesome. How did you get into fundraising? That's sort of a ridiculous question, by caring about people, right? But many people are sympathetic, but still aren't going to go out of their way to organize a fundraising effort, right?
I did quite a bit of it before I had the restaurant, actually, for different organizations. I really like it. I just feel especially now that I have a platform, I'm to me, it's like the coolest thing about having the platform is being able to do these kinds of things, because I feel really helpless a lot, and it makes like, I don't know, if we could do anything even small, I don't know, I just would, it's like how I want to spend my time if I can.
Right.
I don't know, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Matt, yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh no, I just said yeah.
Yes. Do you have a fundraising background at all, Matt? What's your background? I don't know a ton about you.
It's
I know you're
very-
from Nova Scotia, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I was
That's all I
born.
know.
I was born and raised in Nova Scotia. I didn't leave for like 100-mile radius from my home until I was 16.
Wow.
When I moved away.
And you're like, and I'm done now. I'm gonna compensate for all that.
Yeah. Gonna go explore the world.
Yeah. And you both have traveled to the Middle East a bunch of times, yeah?
Yeah.
Me once only. 'Cause
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was-
once. Okay.
That was my first time last year.
You went last year to Jordan?
Yeah, we went to Jordan, Egypt, Turkey, and
Okay.
Italy.
Yeah. That's right. But Taylor, you originally opened Yalla after traveling in that area, yeah?
Yeah. I actually I had a pop-up for like 8 years before Yalla opened.
Right.
So I did it quite frequently. Like sometimes, some years once a week I did it. So, but yeah, I did that, and I lived over there for a little bit. Not like a huge amount of time, but yeah, a little bit.
I'm trying to subtly answer the question some people may have when seeing what you look like, why you would have a Middle Eastern restaurant. It's because you traveled there and lived there. And
Yeah, and well, I had first here. I had friends that, like some neighbors that were from Saudi Arabia actually, and they would like challenge me to cook the dishes, and so I started with cooking like Saudi food actually,
Yeah.
and then I was like, this is good, and then started buying books and watching YouTube videos before, I actually did a pop up before I even went to the Middle East actually.
do you still have Saudi recipes at Yalla?
No, because those dishes, rice dishes and things like that, we've tried doing them at the restaurant, but they're not big sellers. Like when I first opened, I planned to not just do saj. I planned to also do like stews and anything I can do. I mean, it's a really small space, so I'm pretty limited. But wanted to do other things, and then people just were like, "What's this saj?" Like, so it just picked up on that more. So once in a while we'll do something like that, but rarely, because it just people want. I think people also like something that's like handheld because there's bars everywhere.
Of course, you're right on that bar strip.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when I first interviewed you years ago, you said you were just trying to figure out what you could make consistently in, 300 square feet? Something like that?
Less than, I believe,
It's
right?
like technically, I think 280 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, Saj can fit in this tiny little
Yes.
triangle that you work in. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
constant Tetris in there.
Yeah.
Saj, for people who don't know, Saj is sort of like lavash. It's like a bread. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Can you describe it a little more specifically, since I don't
Yeah,
know the
it's
diff?
not like non-yeast. It's just flour, oil, salt, water,
Okay.
and that's it. There's no yeast or anything. So, like I think I mentioned last time, we had people pick it up for Passover, even.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Not leavens.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so it's made by stretching it over a pillow and then like slapping it like on top of a iron, and so it cooks like that. Yeah.
And then you just wrap lamb or labna or whatever it is that you desire.
Yeah, so they spread different things on
Yeah.
it. Like they'll spread za'atar or pepper paste or different kinds of things. They do put meat in them, but in Lebanon, most of the time I've had them without meat, honestly. But I started with that, but I realized like people are like, "Where's meat? Where's meat? Do you not
Yeah,
have
they
meat
don't
here?
eat-
Is this a
yeah.
vegetarian restaurant?" Like, I
Yeah.
was like, okay. So I started slowly adding meat, but meat, I only had one meat thing in the beginning. That was it. Yeah.
You also do those amazing hot sauces, which is what my partner knows you for, because he's never actually been to Yalla, but I'll bring home the hot sauces and he'll sort of accidentally steal them. He's just like, I have to put this on everything, and then suddenly they're gone after a week. So
I'll bring both of you guys some. We were talking about going to, you work at a bar in Pioneer Square, right?
Jeff does. Yeah.
I do, yes. I work at
Yeah, you
Fear
go-
at the Populous Hotel.
What's it called? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Fearn, but it's spelled Firn, and everybody calls it Fern. But it's
Yeah.
it's the rooftop bar at the Populous Hotel, which is
We
in
heard
Pioneer
about
Square.
it from someone actually, and they were saying how awesome it was. It was like an out of town person
Yeah.
that says every time they come, they go there.
It's
But
beautiful.
we go to Pioneer Square a lot. Our buddy Eric, he works at Darkolinos. He used to manage Dino's.
Okay.
And we love Darkolinos. Like, we went last week. We go
Yeah.
there often.
I love Darkolinos too.
I love it. I like the bar there, and everyone's so nice. The managers, everyone
Yeah.
is so sweet
We
too.
love everyone there. They're
Everyone's
great.
so nice there, yeah.
Jeff, I'm frequently down in your area at the train station to catch the train home, but I'm always like running to catch the train, and I always am like, I should stop and say hi to Jeff, and then I never do it. But I think of you.
We'll come visit you.
Yeah,
I
welcome.
mean, I wish I spent more time in Pioneer Square that wasn't just going to and from work, because
Yeah,
I honestly
right.
feel so much more a part of the city now that part of my life is down there, and I think it's a vibrant area. I mean,
It is.
and I also don't think it's like just become that either. Like, I think it's very easy
No.
to be like, oh yeah, they built all these developments, and now there's like it's more like safe to be down there or whatever. Like, I've always
Yeah.
thought Pioneer Square was one of the coolest neighborhoods in like
For
the
sure.
8 years that I've lived here, and I'm really happy to be kind of more fully understanding who all the players in that are, and like who all these like Darkolinos is obviously like a mainstay of like the restaurant culture there, and just all those places that are along Occidental. There are actually nightclubs there that people are like, you know, waiting in line to get into at like 12:30 at night on a Friday and Saturday, which makes me feel happy. I feel like that's very like not Seattle to like go out and dance in the middle of the night like it is
Yeah.
in like other cities. So it just makes me feel like there's actually like some life down there, you know?
That's a good
And
point.
as you've said on other episodes, there's a jazz scene down there still.
Yeah, and the jazz scene is down there too. I actually reconnected with somebody who I met at Stampede a long time ago. She was up there a couple days ago, and apparently she's working now with the people that do the events at Fearn to get more jazz up at the Populous Hotel and at Fearn. She was, I don't know if I just mentioned this, but she was a big part of the Earshot Jazz Festival for a long time. I'm sure she still works with them. But I'm super excited about that too, because I just want to be closer to music like that as well.
It's the Jazz District. It's the new Jazz District. There's a new restaurant that is Angolan. I may have mentioned it in a different episode, but I'm obsessed with trying Angolan cuisine because it's sort of Portuguese and sort of West African. It's got all these different, you know, fusion flavors to it. But it might be on the Chinatown side. But if you guys find yourself in Pioneer Square, I'm looking for buddies to
What's
go
it
check
called?
out.
I haven't.
It's called Queen Nzinga, who's a historical queen of Angola who like fought the Portuguese and won.
Okay.
And I'm very curious about it. If anyone ever wants to try Angolan cuisine with me,
Anytime.
We always want to try new things.
We always
Yeah.
do.
me too. Jeff, do you want to try Angolan cuisine?
Oh, always, yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
every time I find out anything about West African culture that I haven't experienced yet, I'm always excited about it.
We have some West African cuisine now, but we didn't for my entire life until like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. Here and there, or places would open and they'd only be open for a year and then they'd disappear. So,
Yeah.
and I think none of them were specifically Angolan with the Portuguese influence. So I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
What else do I have on my little list here? All the places I ate.
Well, pivoting back to Yalla, you said you opened in 2019, and you
Yeah.
had like a pop-up that you were doing before that.
Yeah.
Were you in the restaurant industry at all even before that?
Oh yeah. I've been working in restaurants since I was 17, and I'm going to
Okay,
be
cool.
40 very soon, a couple months. So.
Did
oh,
you
yeah.
always want to open your own spot eventually,
Oh,
or did
yeah.
that just kind of okay, cool?
I made like a fake restaurant when I was like 6 and 7, and would like serve my family and put menus out. So yeah.
Amazing.
That's so
Absolutely.
And you're originally from Tacoma, yeah?
Yeah, I'm originally from Tacoma. No, I was gonna say a funny story is this is like a weird ask, but I'm from California originally, and I had the Alice Waters has like a children's book. It's like for like kids. It's like a cooking book, and I had it, and I asked for my 11th birthday to go to Chez Panisse. If that tells you anything.
What did your parents say? They're like, great, let's go.
We're in California every year anyways, and
Yeah.
they have a cafe that's like a little cheaper too. There's the cafe and the restaurant, so we just had lunch at the restaurant.
You
and it was
did it. They were like, okay,
Oh, my mom was an amazing cook. She was amazing. She was so down.
great. She was down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah, you worked for some pretty famous spots, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the most famous was like Scott Carsberg.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then Harvest Fine, and of
which is
course,
still there. Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying. Yeah.
Harvest Fund got a little mention in Seattle Times the other day, right?
Saw that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually visited the other day and went
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
visit Juan Carlos, my favorite. You know, and he's been there like forever.
Yeah, forever.
Argentinian.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we went to go visit him. We just got like a flan. It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
The
though.
flan is so good. The flan I included. So they have those flans at the Paris Madrid market in Pike Place.
Yes.
And whenever I go there, I grab one. And I grabbed like a big stack of them one day and brought them home just to like give them to people.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing it was on my list of the best things I ate all year. And so Steven often talks about that flan. It goes crazy.
It's so good.
I think they're $7 or something. And they just keep them in the cooler by the door at Paris Madrid market.
I would love
That
where
thing's
there would
nuts.
break or something would happen, and they would have something happen like water gone into one, and we'd be like, all right, yay.
Yeah, those are great gifts, those little $7 flans. Who knows if they're still $7? Do you want to talk about news at all? This is sort of gossipy. But someone on Reddit was saying that they work at Coffeeholic's House, which is a Vietnamese chain of coffee houses. And they were saying that there are tips being stolen, which we're hearing so much of lately.
Yeah.
And additionally, that the owners are anti-LGBTQ and then pro-Trump. And then people in the comments were like, "Oh yeah, I've worked with these people. I can corroborate all this." They sent their daughter away out of the U.S. because they think that to go to school because they think that U.S. schools promote being gay, and then they put a pride flag in their shops, et cetera, et cetera. And so then Coffeeholic's House, their Instagram account, today or yesterday, they posted a series of like text blocks, like images with texts in them, and they just denied all of it and said, we are allies, we're, pro LGBTQ, and said none of it was true. But Reddit, as Reddit does,
Yeah.
is raging. The thread continues to rage, and the people in the thread are confirming it. And it just makes me think about, I know that you have comments about employers and tips, and certainly Jeff does because he's the president of the United Creatures of the Sea labor union. This is happening so much. It's happening so much. Like every week, it's another Seattle restaurant who's being accused of tip stealing.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
I feel like this. I would like definitely to hear from you about this. Maybe you could go first. I had things like what we do. I know what we do, but
Yeah.
do you mean me or do you mean Jeff?
Jeff, I was thinking Jeff would have really interesting stuff to say, but we can say stuff after, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason the labor union exists, right? The Sea Creatures labor union.
Yeah, I mean, throughout my experience with this, because I've been trying to think about what the overarching problem is, because like certainly I have specific problems with how Sea Creatures has gone about their business, but the fact remains that it's really hard to have a restaurant that makes enough money to survive every month. We've heard it from every restaurant owner that we've had on here, and to varying degrees, and the ways people are trying to solve the problem. And I think that what I think about is like I relate to the way that I feel like I have to try to go to the person that has more power than me to fix the problem. And for us, that was like, as Sea Creatures employees, those were like the owners of Sea Creatures, where it's like, well, we're gonna have to put pressure on you to solve this problem for us because like you're making it our problem. And I think what I would like to see the community of restaurant owners do is band together and say to the people that have more power than them, hey, this is a huge problem and it's making it so that restaurants are impossible to continue running. But I think what's happening in some cases, because certainly there are people that are doing that. Like I think, Utam comes to mind as somebody who's trying to talk to people that are in local government. He's on different
From Spice
councils.
Walla, yeah.
Yeah, like Holly Robinson is obviously trying to like lead the crusade of like, help figuring out how to stop restaurants getting broken into in all these ways. And it's like, instead of punching down at the people that have even less power than you, which in this case are your employees, I would prefer the more ethical thing to do would be to punch up, and I know that it's like a lot more difficult to do that because, once again, there's a power dynamic that you're at a disadvantage, but like the only other option is to start taking advantage of people. So I think that inevitably we are going to see restaurants that, for some reason or another, whether they feel like they're not able to join in the good fight, or they don't feel like they have the support or something, they see that the only way to keep making what they're doing continue to happen is to start taking things from the employees. And I think that's hopefully going to reach a breaking point where, you know, that's just unacceptable. It's beyond me why we haven't already reached that breaking point.
That is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's my main comment. Like, it keeps happening. People keep getting caught. It
Right.
ends badly every single time. I don't know if people are thinking no one will ever know, no one will notice.
Yeah.
If someone does notice, we'll just fire the employees and
Well, does it
won't
really
get
end
out.
that badly though? Because I mean, I think that, you know, there's varying cases where you can like cancel people or whatever, but I think it's kind of a microcosm of our larger society, right? Like, there's a lack
Yeah.
of accountability that we're seeing on the news every day, like nationally and at a state level and at a city level and everything else. It's like people just continue to be acting in a way that the vast majority of people see as obviously unethical or abhorrent or straight up illegal, and there seem to be no consequences. So I think that maybe that's, you know, if I were a restaurant owner and I wanted to get away with some stuff, I'd be like, now's the perfect time because nobody's getting held accountable for anything. So like, why can't I? You know, like why shouldn't I just start stealing stuff too? So like, it's really hard to grapple with, like, how do we hold people that are actually also struggling? Like, I'm sure whoever owns this restaurant we're talking about is having a hard time financially. Like, they're not just doing this because they're like greedy.
Right.
But I just also feel that it's not surprising that they feel like they can probably get away with it in some way because they see such a lack of accountability from the people that have much more power than they do.
I wonder if people, I mean, I'm sure this is the case, but I wonder, to be diplomatic, if restaurant owners just feel like it is their money and the employees are lucky if they get any tips at all.
I think so. I can say what we do. We noticed, we started hearing rumors of like people stealing tips like years ago and stuff. And I've definitely worked at restaurants where I was like, what's going on with this check? Like, I know I made a lot of money because I've worked front of the house and back of the house. And I knew I made a lot of money that week. And then like the actual check was like weird, but I was always afraid to ask because of, like you said, the power dynamic. What we do, as of a couple of years ago, we like make sure with each new employee, we talk to them and we're like, here's the iPad. I mean, and this doesn't work for every situation maybe,
Yeah.
but here's the iPad. If you ever have a question about your check or you think something doesn't look right, please don't hesitate to ask us. You can see how many tips you made in a week through this, and we'll show them how to see it. So there's like full transparency. And we like when they make a lot of money. Like,
Yeah.
So what happens is like me and Matt will work together. If we work, because we work at the place, if we work together, we will just like, you know, share the tips or whatever. But as soon as an employee enters the place, like let's say it's at 5, they come to close, we stop our tips right there. Even if we stay after, even if we stay an hour or 2 hours after,
Yeah.
we clock the tips. And we like love when they make a lot of money because like I want them to want to work there. So
Yeah.
like the other night we texted the employee, we were like, oh my gosh, you made $187 in 4 hours. Like, isn't that dope?
And
like
just in tips.
in tips, just in
Yeah.
tips. Like we want them
We
to
were
make money.
excited.
So it kind of baffles me, like after being on the other side, having been an employee for so long, and then being on the other side, like it seems even more evil, like that people do that. Honestly, like I think it's super wrong. I don't know.
Well, I think
Yeah.
the bottom line is that a lot of people haven't had the restaurant experience. I mean,
Sure.
Chad Dale, who's a part owner of Sea Creatures and like he's proud to
Yeah.
say he's never worked in restaurants before. So these are all just numbers to him, and he sees that
Sure.
if there are restaurant employees that are willing to work for absolutely nothing out of desperation, you know, like minimum wage versus, well, you know, whatever else they can get, because that's just the societal standard in Seattle. And thankfully, like, we hold employers to a pretty high standard here versus other places. Like, he already feels like it's such a disadvantage to him as a businessman. You know, he's like, oh, I can't believe that these employees feel like they have to make more money than they're making and like they're entitled to these tips. And like you talked about how, like, you know, they don't think the tips belong to the employees in the first place. And like that's exactly
Right.
how he feels. You know, he thinks
Right.
Why
that
is that?
and-
Why does he not think that?
Well, because he
Huge,
thinks
right?
that the most important thing is that the business continues to keep growing. I mean, that's the capitalist mindset where it's like not good enough for them to just have, you know, Boat Street and then whatever else they had after that and Walrus and the Carpenter. It's like they have to just continue expanding because that's how you model everything out to eventually get to billionaire heaven or whatever he thinks is going to happen at the end of his run here. I mean, it's extremely short-sighted to me. I mean, I don't really understand personally because you're only helping yourself and you're just creating resentment among everybody in your community. But once again, if you just think you're above all of that, then I suppose I understand where he's coming from. It's like you just keep on.
It's because he's a cartoon villain.
He
Yeah.
honestly is. Yeah, it's hilarious to hear him. I mean, he thinks he's like Pete Hegseth. Honestly, like that's like the comp I have for him personally.
Yeah, I've never worked for that company. I've actually missed out. I haven't worked for a lot of the bigger. I mostly work like not mom and pop, but you know what I mean. Like Harvest Mind's just owned by, like, for example, that person. That Lamprey was just owned by him. I haven't worked for.
Right.
I'm trying to think like many restaurant groups at all. So I think maybe that happened. It sounds like it's happening more in those a lot in that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the group aspect is tough because there are restaurateurs. You know, like Jeremy Price is a restaurant worker who has then gone on to like help Renee open restaurants, and Renee at one point was a chef. So like these people. Sorry.
She's not. No, you're right.
Yeah, no.
Chef Renee. She's fired from being a chef. Like, she doesn't chef anymore. That's true.
Right. But all I'm saying is that, like, you have to eventually team up with people like this who are the money people. And they're like, well, we're going to tell you how capitalism works. Like, I know previously you got into this industry because you cared about serving people food. But I'm here to tell you that there's a more profitable way to do it. And once you get on my train, you can't get off. And that last part is really true because like once you're in that model of like you have to expand to succeed, then nothing else is going to stop that from happening. Like that's honestly like the main imperative, and it doesn't have anything to do with like the quality of the restaurants or certainly like how pleased your employees are. You know, like and I think any restaurant group will tell you like, well, you can go work somewhere else because there's plenty of people that have put in their resume in the past month that want to work here, you know, so like that's their attitude, that employees are entirely dispensable.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. I mean, I'm not surprised to hear from you that you love to watch your employees make money because that's the mindset that I would have if I opened a restaurant too. I'd be like, you guys are still stoked to work here, right? Like, I really hope that that's the case. Like, can I do anything to like make you happier to work here within my power? You know, like I know that we're in a tough economy, but like, don't you feel lucky to be here? Because I feel lucky to have you. I hope this is like a mutual situation. I honestly can't understand any other mindset than that, really.
Yeah, that's unfortunate if that's true. I don't. Yeah.
I just wonder what their end game is. Like, I'm a person who lives very intensely in the future. Like, if I do this, then this, and this, and this, and this will happen. They've seen it happen before. These restaurant owners, this isn't their first restaurant rodeo, right?
Yeah.
They've seen other, and unless they never read the news and their head is just utterly up their ass, they've seen other restaurant owners get decried and castigated for doing exactly this, and they still are. I'm like, no, I'm still gonna do it. It's gonna be fine. I would rather have the money, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Nothing bad will ever happen to me.
Get away with it though. I think so many, because like I worked so many places in my career. I'm telling you, where I was like, this check is not right, but I was always too afraid to say anything. Like,
yeah,
I definitely felt that feeling.
It becomes
before.
Normalized too. You know, the same way that like, you know, with like shrinkflation or whatever, where like you just kind of keep making products like smaller and keep charging more for them, or like the quality degrades somehow and you still keep charging more for it. It's like people just eventually get normalized to like, you know, like listen to like a John F. Kennedy speech, like how eloquent was somebody like that versus like we have somebody who can't even like you know speak in complete sentences anymore, and it's like we literally have normalized that like that's how people speak, and like the inability to like read anything that has any sort of like nuance to it. You know, it's everything has been degraded, and I think that people just get overwhelmed by all of that, and then by comparison, the fact that some people in Seattle that are working at restaurants are getting less money than they feel like they deserve is kind of overshadowed by all these things that we perceive as like much larger systemic problems. So I can totally understand that from a point of view where it's like, well, how do I care about that when like there's all this other crazy stuff happening? Like people are actually like dying and getting hurt as a result of these things, and like how much does that matter compared to like the economic problems that people are having in Seattle, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Jeff, are you saying that Donald Trump is the tip stealing of U.S. presidents? And the JFK is the Taylor Cheney of restaurants?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that there were probably a lot of other things that JFK was not so cool about. We just don't
Probably
really,
not.
we probably just didn't have a lot of access to the inner workings of everybody's mind like we do now. If he had a
They
Twitter-
didn't have Twitter back then. Yeah, they didn't have Reddit.
If he had a Twitter page, I'm sure he'd be saying some crazy shit, but
Probably.
yeah.
He was also like 35. He didn't live that long. He didn't live in politics that long. Donald Trump has had a lot more time to be an ass. Taylor and Matt, I guess we should just focus like a little bit more on talking about your restaurant, which we only did a little bit.
Well, it's okay, no worries. I like talking about restaurants regularly too.
I mean, we can just shoot the shit. I don't know, Jeff, do you feel like every episode needs to focus intensely on the specific restaurant that the person has, or...
I mean, I think it's about whatever the guest wants. I mean, if you guys can really talk as much about your own story and what your experience has been, and that's kind of the ride that we want to be along for. I think that we'll happily fill the space with whatever we are used to talking about. But you know, this is your platform to say whatever you want about anything. So I encourage you to kind of just let it rip in that way.
Oh yeah.
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 I mean, our fundraiser that we were part of yesterday, we did so well, the turnout was so well that we decided to donate 100% of the proceeds instead of...
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Originally, it was me and Matt were donating all our tips, and then the employer raised at 4, so like obviously we're not donating their tips.
Yeah.
So we donated all our tips till 4, and then we were gonna do 25% of this special menu. So we did like 4 traditionally specifically Lebanese items, and it was so insane. And people were buying a ton of stuff off our regular menu, and I was just like, you know, we've talked about this with other business owners where you like fundraise so much, and then like they also support you another way, and you feel like guilty, and you're like, we need to like double it,
Yeah.
because you don't want to like feel like you're doing it to like make money or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
You feel
so-
guilt over the actual profit, even though you're giving away a bunch of your profit.
Yeah, so we did. It was like $1,200 total.
Amazing. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it worked out pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the fundraiser still on, or is it over?
I think a couple people are trickling some stuff into this week, but it was supposed to be, I think, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. I think it does. I think people can do it whenever they want, but that they were trying to, on board at that time, they were trying to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their money's still good. Their donations are still good.
We're like making a point to eat at restaurants, a ton of restaurants. Like we're basically taking that list, and that's where we're gonna like mostly try to eat for the next couple of weeks.
That's our new list for the next couple of months.
The list of participating restaurants for the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Do you have ones that you're more excited about? Like, I'm trying to think. There's so many. I'm trying to think, like, who's on that list?
Well, okay, I'm pretty obsessed. I always joke with him that I'm like, I feel like I'm like the president of the fan club, and I think one of my favorite chefs in the city is the chef of La Maria, and him and his girlfriend are like really nice people, and I think he's doing some of the coolest, most unique food in the city. Like I haven't had, we go to LA or Mexico to get like mariscos, because like you can't really find them the way he does them. And we bring friend after friend after friend. Like anytime we can get a moment to go, we go. We're going this week again. We went last.
I think we're up to like 20 people now that we brought there.
We're like obsessed. Like I think it's some of the coolest food in the city.
Yeah.
Like,
They're from LA, right?
Yeah, they're from LA.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there you go. Matt, not Matt. Jeff, have you been to La Maria inside Fair Isle Brewing?
Yeah, I think the first week or two we talked about doing this show. You said that they were going to be like number 1 on your best things you ate. So Dusty and I made a point of going over there. And, the tostada or whatever it was, like the ahi tostada.
That tuna, with the XO sauce. That thing's incredible and so beautiful.
Yeah.
What else did you have?
Oh, that's the only thing I had when I was there. We just literally went to like, I was like, this is what Meg thinks is the best, so I'm gonna go eat this thing. But I was in awe of the whole system of it, because they're kind of off to the side in that little room, and the brewery's already open, and everybody's just kind of like waiting very patiently for them to be like, now is the time where we can serve you food, and then they all line up, and they kind of get people ordered, and they get all the food out really fast, and it just felt like there were a ton of people there that come there all the time, because as soon as they walked through the door, like, they were saying hi to the people that were working by name, and the people that were working knew who they were, and it just felt like, I just love places that are real communities, and it seems like you guys are starting something, or not just starting, it seems like you've already cultivated something like that as well. So that's really what I look for in any kind of place. Like, I don't really care, if you're doing anything innovative with the food. I think it's more just about providing a service to your community, and then having your community be able to rally around you when they need to.
Yeah, that's why I like really look up to people like, the owners of Spice Walla, and I also like really love the restaurant group that like darkly knows Mezzanotte Ciudad. I really like look up to those kinds of business, and also of course Melissa from Musang. It's like they're amazing because they like make awesome food, and they do like so much for people, and like we have friends that work for all of them, and they all say good things. So it's like, that's like real. I really look up to that. I know we have like a little tiny shack restaurant, but it's cool to see people have that many places and like be able to do that like well, too.
That area of Fair Isle and the Brawler Brewery District, I think, as a historian, as a person who's written a lot about Seattle history as well, in the annals of history, I think will be an important historic area for really amazing restaurants. Like Hamdi got their start at Fair Isle. Like so many cool pop-ups in that specific region of Ballard at all those breweries. Like it's a cool, I don't want to say proving ground, but like, what do they call it in baseball, Jeff, when they're training players to go to the big leagues?
Yeah, it's like the minor leagues.
Like
the minor leagues.
Yeah.
There's a word. The field. The you know what I'm talking about.
The bullpen.
Yeah, sure.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, exactly.
The batting cage.
The kiddie pool, right? Kiddie pool. They're raising Olympic swimmers in the kiddie pool, right?
I mean, I think it's just organic. I think that it makes sense that breweries are there. First of all, I think it's always made sense that that's kind of like the brewery district, and then I think it makes sense that they need food, and I think that it also makes sense that people that are really good at making food and also might not have the resources yet to get a cob house or a brick and mortar.
A cob house.
That's an inside joke.
That's what we decided to. We were like, we hate saying brick and mortar. What should we call it? And we were riffing on like a mud hut, like a cob house. We're trying to coin cob.
Yeah. So
I don't know why we said that.
So I just think it's a great like place pre-cob house. Like you get to go into somebody else's cob house and test your metal a little bit. And get all your systems worked out.
Fair Isle is the big cob house. It's the outhouse of the cob house.
Like Suleiman, didn't he? I think he had like a summer there too and stuff. Like a bunch of people have.
Who did?
Didn't Sully do something for like he did a summer of stuff?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Ahmad Suleiman, who owns Cafe Suleiman. God, I love that place. I'm obsessed with Cafe Suleiman right now, by the way.
Yeah, I need to go again soon. We walked by and said hi to them and stuff, but we need to get in there.
Yeah, my buddy took me there on my birthday, and it just every single thing, like every bite of every dish, and we got like 6 or 7 things, blew us away, and she left her mocktail too. Like it was just all killer. So.
Oh, that's great.
Speaking of which, should we talk about what we ate this week? Finally, why don't Taylor and Matt? Why don't you go first?
We were in Ballard, and so we were we went to Spice Walla actually.
Yeah, Spice Walla, yeah.
Heard of it?
Yeah, we had the chai soft serve. We'd never tried it. And we were like,
That's my favorite one. Yeah.
So good.
Oh man,
that was good. And then
we went to Situ too.
Oh yeah, we went to Situ as well.
Yeah,
we went to Situ.
Great.
We go there a lot. We
Yeah.
are kind of obsessed with that place too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing at Situ Tacos?
I love trying the soups because all of her soups are so good.
They're so good.
She's a soup genius, no matter what it is, and it's always different.
I think they're the best nachos in the city.
They are absolutely
Oh,
the
yeah?
best in the city.
Yeah.
I don't even care
Yeah.
Usually I don't want to say that, but like
Yeah, no.
they are the best. Like I don't
Just
tell me ones that are
so
better.
good, yeah.
There's not ones that are better
Yeah.
than that.
That's just a fact. Yeah.
It's a fact.
It's not your opinion, it's science.
It's
Yeah.
science.
Science.
Thank you. Science.
Okay. She's great
Yeah.
too. She's so fucking cool. Lupe is so cool.
So
Yeah.
cool. One day I want to be like her when I grow up. One day.
Yeah.
Time I met her, she was wearing a jumpsuit with knives patterned all over it. Fuck yeah. Like, this bitch will fuck you up. Awesome.
Work here for 8 hours and then go play in like 4 bands.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, I know. She's a rock drummer in a bunch of bands too. God. Lupe's so cool.
where'd you
Anything
guys?
else?
I think we mentioned some. There was. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
we need a
definitely.
we need a punch card at La Maria soon
Yeah,
because we just
La
keep
Maria.
going there.
Yeah,
yeah.
We did Outsider Barbecue recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's so
That's
good.
good. And we're going to Pancita on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Pretty excited.
Awesome.
It's been for a while, so
Yeah.
pretty
I only
excited.
went there once. I went with a Harry Cheadle and Mark DeJoy, and it was very good. A long time ago, though.
So good. I want to
Yeah.
try the Caesar thing. I didn't have that, and I hear everyone talk about it.
I think about that. It's a spicy salad, a spicy Caesar salad. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I want to try
Like,
it.
yeah, you should get it.
And also, like I think the bread that they're making right now sounds really interesting. And
Yeah.
I like, normally wouldn't think to go there and get bread, but I think it sounds pretty interesting what they're doing. So
Jeff,
Yeah.
have you been to Pancita?
No, I haven't.
It's like Mexican fine dining in, I guess, Ravenna? Bryant sort
yeah,
of area.
yeah.
It's by the Duchess Tavern. I know that. Anyway. Jeff, what'd you eat? Did you eat?
I ate, yeah, I ate especially a lot yesterday.
He
Actually,
ate.
yeah.
What'd you eat?
I had a really nice. I'll kind of. It's the way I talk about food is always like in a story because it's more about like just the
Sure.
context of everything for me. But I started my afternoon by going to a ballet performance in
Cool.
South Park. It's a Seattle dance company that my friend is a part of. She's always been a dancer, but she's been focusing on ballet for the past couple years, and I had never seen her dance before. So Dusty and I went down there and spent a couple hours in this, old warehouse that had been converted to a dance studio and watched this kind of mixture of like more contemporary dance with ballet. And it was this whole like 3-part thing, and they did a question and answer session afterwards, and it was just very inspiring. I love watching people dance. I think it's like the most joyful thing we can do as humans. Even as a musician, I think dancing is a little bit, I mean, I know that a lot of cultures it's viewed completely synonymously, and I wish it was more in America, but I think as somebody who's a musician that is not a very good dancer, but I don't think it's like even about being good. It's more just about finding joy in it. I wish that I could express myself joyfully in that way, the same way that I see other people doing that. So I was already feeling very inspired by all of these things. And then a few of us went down to Loretta's afterwards,
Hell yeah.
which is like the best. I don't need
The
to say
best.
much about it. I honestly just got fries and a ginger beer, and we were just like talking about books and dancing and stuff for a couple hours. But we had that time to kill because then Dusty and I went down to Fonda La Katrina in
Okay.
Georgetown.
Yeah.
And I'd never been there before. I actually, admittedly, have only been to Georgetown a couple times, and it was when I first moved here. So I've really neglected that neighborhood. And I know it's like a little small place, but I'm just always struck with how beautiful it is with all those old brick buildings.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day yesterday. The sun was just hitting them in such a nice way. They had happy hour there, even though it was like 6 o'clock. So somehow we were doing happy hour, and everybody was getting the house margaritas for like $8 or whatever I think they are. It's crazy. And I had some sopes, which I really loved. That's something that I have a little bit of a connection with in California, just because one of the kitchen workers that I worked with used to always make them for family meal whenever she had like the time or the energy, and that was my introduction to that dish, and I love it so much.
Nice.
So that's the first time I'd had them in a long time, and it had like a chicken tinga on it,
Nice.
with like a bunch of fresh veggies, and yeah, just a wonderful experience.
I haven't been there in so long, but I went there once with Steven on a happy hour, and we were just killing time, and it was killer. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it
that
just
one
seems like they
story
got it
too.
going on. Like everybody
Yeah.
there was happy, the service was seamless. Yeah, I just love a place that functions so well like that and just puts out good food, and like I said, everybody who was there was having a great time. So
I'm so glad we have that neighborhood restored. I had an old friend years ago whose dad bought a bunch of those buildings as they were falling to shit. he was like an arts dealer, and he bought these shitty old buildings. This is like in the 90s, and painstakingly restored a bunch of them, and I think he still owns them. But I remember when they weren't restaurants, they were just kind of empty. And the guy put a lot of money, like he's a rich guy. He put a lot of money into them, and I think he is now the landlord and probably profits greatly. I'm not saying he's a hero, but I am glad that we have that district and Liv's restaurants as a result. So thanks, rich guy. You know, probably still an evil person, but
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of different ways to even be a landlord. You know, like I always try to see both
For sure.
sides, and I think that especially like with housing, it's like landlords do provide a certain amount of flexibility for renters who aren't ready to
who can't buy.
well, it's not even that they can't buy, but it's like, you know, I mean, perhaps I would love to own a house in Fremont now, but like certainly when I moved here, I wasn't ready to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna buy a house in Seattle now. Even if I
Right.
had the money, it would be like, is that a commitment that I'm willing to make? Because like I'm
Right.
not really sure if this is
Yeah.
where I'm gonna like put down roots, or like even when I was in California before that, it's like I wasn't in a place where I was looking to make like an investment for the rest of my life like that. So I think that
Right.
you know, I understand why landlords exist in that way. I suppose I understand a little bit less why they exist as far as like if you're starting a business there, because I think that's a pretty like high amount of commitment to just be like, this is my spot for as long as I can hopefully have this place open.
Right.
So the landlord feels like kind of a middleman in that way, which is a little bit more confusing to me, but that is what it is.
They're two different things. Like people need places to live. I'm not defending landlords certainly, but I think there is ethical landlording in renting out someplace that you own so that people can live and not gouging them. Like suppose I bought a house that had 2 apartments in it or something. I like to think that I would just charge them whatever my payment is plus taxes, you know, and then utilities or whatever. Like if you're charging them double that, that's not ethical landlording. But landlording for a restaurant is a lot different, as I'm sure Taylor and Matt can tell us. Like
Yeah.
that's you have recent new landlords, I understand, and they're great. Yeah.
Really nice, which
Super nice, yeah.
is so rare to hear from any restaurant owner. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right.
no, they're super nice. Like they come by and check in on us. Like they're locals. They're Seattleites. Like they
Okay.
grew up here.
Yeah.
They're like a
Generational.
group of young guys, actually, pretty young,
Cool.
like in their 40s or so, maybe 30s and 40s. But yeah, they're super, super nice.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're really happy to have you here. Like they were we had like a year or two left on our lease, and they were like, they wanted to sign a long one right away, and we're like, ready, let's go. Like,
Awesome.
yeah, they don't want to tear it down. Like that's really rare that there's not that looming fear, because I know a lot of restaurant owners have that fear a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they put renewed like trust from the tenants, you know, into that they're gonna keep that property.
Yeah.
Good.
Matt was
Yeah.
a property manager, before he
Yeah.
came over to Yalla
For
for
Oh,
10
are you really?
10 years. Yeah.
I had 6 properties when I left, and each one had a different owner.
Okay.
So I knew, you know, the gamut of the types of people that own buildings.
Were they residential?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There was one, the last property that I had, I managed the shortest amount of time, obviously. There was some commercial in the bottom floor, 2 spaces. I never got like enough experience with that to like, you know, be able to reflect upon it, you know, from our side.
Right.
But yeah, no, I just getting to know building owners. There's different types.
There's different ways to do that. That's in stark contrast to the story that Russ from Rain Shadow Meats is going through
Right.
at Melrose Market, where he was uninvited to continue his lease after 19 years, 16 years, something like that. So he's being asked out, and he has to find a new spot. And then we all know that there was issues when Egg Slut, I hate saying that word out loud, Egg Slut moved into
Yeah.
Melrose Market and covered all the windows floor to ceiling. I think we talked about that on the show. And it looked like it was closed. It looked like it was under construction because the windows were all, I would say blacked out, but they were yellowed out with yellow ads for Egg Slut.
I'd be mad too, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really understand. We were talking about that this morning, actually, because he just helped us butcher some halal meat and grind it for us for our fundraiser. He did it
He's
totally.
amazing. That guy's amazing. I can't imagine not wanting him and wanting to rent to him just because he was like, yo, this isn't cool.
Yeah. What I don't get is, like, didn't it start out, it was supposed to be, like, all local businesses. It was, like, Sitka and Spruce.
Yeah.
There was those guys. There was, I mean, even there was the one that was, it's a chain, but homegrown, but it's still
Yeah.
local.
It's
It's
local.
still a local chain.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on if they're, like, do they plan to have, like, another Voodoo Donuts inside and matcha place?
For God's sake. That's right. That's the same building, isn't it?
Yeah.
Voodoo Donuts. It's just around the corner. I have so much like anger about Voodoo Donuts because A of all they're stupid and B of all they taste disgusting. Like there's no payout.
I don't get it, but whatever.
They're mad.
Stale Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it's stale. It's revolting. Anyway,
You did it, Portland.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I should talk about what I ate this week. We got a little sidetracked. I didn't eat anything. I just drank. It looks like. So Seattle Cocktail Week, and I ended up at Stone Burner. With Mark DeJoy. We kept calling it Stone Burger because I typoed it in text. So Stone Burger. And then I was like nerdily like, well, burger means mountain, so it really just probably from Steinburger, which is German. Anyway, we went to Stone Burner for Seattle Cocktail Week, and Sensafine was doing a pop-up. So we went to see Joey and Gillian, and they're amazing. And I really liked the cocktail that they had, which is called the Nomad, and it had shiitake rye. Their Sensafine Last Leaf, which is like roots and barks and sort of orange peel, sort of foresty flavor, and then sherry, toasted rice, and shoyu. And it was very, I know it's springtime and everything's coming up, but it felt very autumnal. I really liked that cocktail. And we got like, we got a dish that was called a tomino, I think. And I don't know what that word means, but it was like ramps and cheese. And it was sort of like a dippy dip. It reminded me of artichoke dip, but had ramps in it. Yeah. Although I wondered if they were true ramps that had been shipped out, because ramps only grow on the East Coast. You can't cultivate them. They grow in sugar maple forests. So sometimes people will say they're Northwest ramps, but that's a totally different plant. It's called the tricorner leek. I suspect they were tricornered leeks and not true ramps. But anyway, it was like a dippy dip, and they gave us this amazing grilled sourdough, and we scooped it up and then asked for more sourdough afterward because the alleged ramp dip was so delicious. And, yeah, supposedly it was ramps. Some kind of ramps. It was probably onion, allium family. And then Mark and I went to Good Grief up the street, which is in the old Noble Fur. And it's Matt Gomez, who started out at Dark Room. Well, he started out a long time before that. But he co-owned Dark Room with Amy. And then he was at Belltown Provisions, which became Provisions. No more Belltown. And then he has his own spot now called Good Grief, and they were celebrating their 6-month anniversary. Oh, cool. And the drinks were great. He does a thing, that guy's really into Wu-Tang Clan, so he does a thing called Wu-Tails that are the Wu-Tang Clan themed cocktails. Yeah. Very creative, inventive stuff. And Gomez had a drink called the Martini, which was Brenniman gin, dry vermouth, kombucha, peppercini brine, and Malort mist that I really enjoyed. I liked it a lot. I like a kind of an angry cocktail. I like a sour, pickly cocktail. So I enjoyed that one. There was lots of cool stuff on the menu. Mark got some wings that he really liked. So cool new spot. And that's really it. It was my mom's birthday, and she wanted to go to the old spaghetti factory in Tacoma. So we've just always gone there in my family. And she's like, no, but I love the old spaghetti factory. And I was like, cool, Mom. So that's all she wanted to do for her 80th birthday. We tried to have a big party for her. She was like, nah, I don't want a big party. I don't want people to come from out of town. Let's just go to the spaghetti factory.
So you get a complimentary scoop of like spumoni, or what is it?
Yeah, right. So it's like a meal deal. It's like $20. You get bread, right? You get the loaves of bread that you have to, they give you the worst knife in the world, and you have to massacre it with garlic butter. When I was a kid, my mom would grab the loaf and put it in her purse, and they'd bring another one right away. Back in the 80s, we used to go to the one on Elliott Bay. And then you get to choose your pasta. I got the spaghetti alla Mizithra with the brown butter, the classic. They had a lobster ravioli. That was a new addition to the OSF menu. Oh, you get salad or soup. You can get minestrone, you can get a salad with the pesto ranch, which is not pesto or ranch. So delicious. And then, you get vanilla or spumoni ice cream at the end. And it was kind of made me feel like 1991, you know? It was kind of nice. I hate to waste my what I ate this week on a giant chain restaurant, but Old Spaghetti Factory, man.
There's a couple good ones. There's a couple good.
Yeah.
We went out with some bartender friends, and they both worked at P.F. Chang's, and we're like, those lettuce wraps though. Like, so we made a joke. We're gonna go out to like I think it's in like Kent or something. There's one still, and we're just gonna go and get lettuce wraps.
I used to go to P.F. Chang's a lot. My ex was Catholic, and his birthday was during Lent, and so the family couldn't eat meat during Lent, so we would go to the Bellevue P.F. Chang's for his birthday every year. And like, I wouldn't have normally chosen a P.F. Chang's, but like, that lemon chicken has that very, very light cornstarch breading. It's barely even there, and it just makes it so perfectly crispy. Gotta say. I'm sorry. This isn't why I invented this podcast to talk about Chinese restaurants.
Hey, give credit where credit's due. Is it good? It's good.
It's good. As Mark says, things that taste good are good. So,
there you go. Exactly.
yeah. I think that's it. Does anyone else want to add anything?
I kind of wanted to say just of you two, because I feel like you're soft-spoken people, which makes a lot of sense to me. But I also think that in times like this, people that have good intentions need to make their voices heard, and I think that even when you were talking about your charity work earlier, I heard a lot of like, this is what we're doing, but like I don't know, and like I feel this way, but like I don't know, and it's like I really think that you do know, and I think that you I think that other people should know the things that you know as well. So I'm not trying to say that like
No, I know what you mean.
I think this went great, and I think that your true selves came across in all of this, but I find myself seeing a world where people who have the wrong idea feel the need to be so boisterous and so heard, and I think that it's oftentimes because you just want to serve other people and just want to not fit in, but you just want to like be not a problem for anybody around you and not ruffle anybody's feathers, that you might feel inclined to be less vocal about the things you believe. But I think that you very much deserve to be as vocal as possible about the things that you believe. And I just wanted to kind of end the episode by saying that, because I'm very impressed with all the work that you guys do and the charities and the fundraisers that you care about. So I just think it's important for everybody to know that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
You're so nice. I want to come visit you at your bar.
Let's all go.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It would be a pleasure to have you guys there. I would love to have you up there. It's a beautiful time of year to be there.
It is very beautiful. I want to try those hot dogs. You were talking about a Seattle dog
The
cover
Yeah.
that they have.
The dog
That's
does
very
slap. Yeah.
That's very thoughtful, Jeff. I'm glad you said that. And I also want to point out that the onus and the burden doesn't necessarily need to be on soft-spoken people who are doing the right thing. That's sort of what the press is for and sort of what podcasts are for. Like, there are other platforms who will help to lift you up. You don't have to be boisterous about. You can be soft-spoken and still do good. So,
Yeah. I do that. I promise. You can look on my Instagram. I rant pretty good.
That's true.
Good.
That's true.
About
You should look on our Instagram.
That's pretty outspoken, but I tend to get like a little nervous about talking about. Sometimes there's like people in the industry, and I feel like some people are like constantly ranting, and I just don't want like people to think. Ultimately, I'm in the hospitality industry, and so to me, I'm like, I don't want people to think like I don't know, feel a kind of way. Like I want them to know like we love what we do. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Well, sometimes your actions can also speak louder than anything you're saying as well.
I think so too. Actions speak so much louder.
You're also taking all the appropriate actions as well. So I don't mean to put any pressure on you by saying that, but all I wanted to say is that I wish that more people could see and feel that like this is the appropriate way to feel about all this stuff. Like you should be helping other people. And also it's just okay to like not have all the answers or feel unsure about yourself. Like I think that's a sign that you're like a thoughtful person too.
Yeah.
So it's better than being so self-assured for no reason. Like you're being introspective and wondering like whether the steps you're taking are appropriate. And from where I'm sitting, it just feels like it's all very needed and appropriate. So thanks again.
No, thanks. So it was really
Thank
nice
you.
talking to you and like
Yeah.
meeting you. We've obviously met you, but it was really nice talking to you, honestly.
Yeah.
I find that Jeff is a careful, thoughtful voice to my sort of impulsive loudmouth counterpoint.
I talk so fast. I'm always like, talk. No, but you're very like, how do you say, is it cerebral? Is that the word? Like you think about.
Yes, he's very thoughtful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try. Thanks, y'all.
Intellectual counterpoint. I think that'll do it. Thank you so much, both of you. Always a pleasure to chat with you. I walked right by your door the other day when I was talking to Jose at Bad Chocolate because I was running out of time, but I regret it, and so you've been on my mind.
Over there, and I was like, Bill, you didn't even say hi.
I was gonna, as usual, I was gonna miss a bus or a train, or I had to be somewhere. I'll come see you this week, okay?
I'll just like throw hot sauce at you. Just like if you're throw.
I'll come see you. I think I'm on the hill on Thursday, so I'll come see you. Thanks again, guys. Next week we've got Mark DeJoy, aforementioned, and we're gonna talk some shit. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.
Bye.